Hi everyone, it's Kirei here for Arden Creative Studio, and for January it's all about a new year and a new hobby. We're really focusing on trying something new and getting creative. There's nothing better than making something beautiful, and that's why I love scrapbooking. So the Page Starters collection that I'm working with is perfect for a new scrapbooker. If you haven't tried it before, it has these 6x8 paper pads. I'm using the pattern paper one and the solids paper pad. And the pattern paper one has these like ready-made backgrounds for you. So it almost has the places where the photos sit, which is brilliant. So I've picked this one out in that dark blue. I felt that the dark blue worked particularly well because of my photos. That's my mum and dad. And my dad's shirt was blue, and I just thought it really helped make it pop. But I will add in another accent colour as well. So I picked a couple of the papers. I've got the diagonal stripe and then the sort of solid blue, and I've just cut two strips, and then I've cut them in half because I want to extend them across the layout. And I'm sort of focusing on I guess a horizontal design going across. Now my photos, as you can see, I've just mounted those, and I've just used the one of the coral papers to mount them. So this is where I'm bringing in a contrast here. And then I've got a really soft coral, and I'm having a look at if I can mix it in with the blues, but actually I'm going to do it top and bottom of the photo mount. And then I've brought in this slightly deeper coral as well. So I'm just going to have a strip of that too. And this is just me building up my layout. This is also a great way to use up paper scraps. If you've got bits and pieces left over, you can just sort of play with them and layer them together. Next thing that I do before I get anything stuck down, I bring in my ephemera, and I'm just having a play, seeing what I've got, and I'm putting everything together just to make sure I'm sort of happy with my design before I do start to get anything stuck down, because I can always make some adjustments if I want to. So I'm using the coordinating ephemera and the laser cuts as well. So I've got a real mix, and again I've kept pretty much to the two tones in the blues and the corals. I've got that sort of slight soft greeny yellow just there as a little bit of a pop, because there's I've got a little bit of that on one of the pieces of ephemera as well, so that's okay. And then I've got some little word phrase strips as well that I'll add in. Obviously, I'm happy with that. So I've removed everything. I do top tip, take a photo of it once I'm happy, and then I can use that to reference it so that when I'm sticking everything back down, I know what I'm doing. So I'll distress all the papers, I should say, because I love to add a bit more texture and dimension to my layout. So I always have lots of layers. I'll add dimension, whether it's through distressing edges or lifting things up using foam pads. So that's definitely a big part of what I do. But people like to keep things really flat, and that's completely okay as well. So I'm just getting the background pieces stuck down now. I'm using a T-square ruler here just to make sure I keep everything absolutely straight and, of course, aligned. I couldn't possibly have wonky lines or something, that was a bit crooked. Okay, so before I get that central panel stuck down, I'm bringing in a number of stamp sets here, and I've got this one is the Ledger Wings stamp set from the Hidden Creek collection. And then I'm also using letterbox remnants from Hidden Creek as well. And then I brought in postmarked adventures from the Page Starters collection. So a real mix. And I'm using Distress Oxide in Uncharted Mariner, which is a nice deep blue that really coordinates well with the papers. And I'm just sort of going by eye really here. I'm just using that central block, moving it to the side as I stamp, and then I'm just putting it back in position and checking that I'm happy with the stamping. So I'm just using some little lined stamps with a bit of text on them, and then I will bring in some sort of postmark type stamps as well. And it's just adding a little bit more to the white background. And this in itself almost creates another layer. So you've got your white card, you've got your stamped decorative elements, and then you've got your paper layers. So it's just really building up those layers for your scrapbook page. So I'm just bringing in, as I said, here's the postmarks I've got. Oh, this is the Postmarked Adventures, which is the coordinating one with this collection. And this one, I'm just adding there. I think it says like favorite moments, love this on it. So just, and what's great with the stamps is just layering them up over each other. I don't tend to do like loads of stamping or mixed media backgrounds, but when I do actually really love it because it just adds, when you've got a really white background, sometimes you just want something else. And actually the stamping and these small stamps are brilliant because they're just great for just having a little bit pop out from your design. Okay, so now I'm happy. I'm getting everything stuck down now. So I have just added foam pads to the top edge of the photos only, and then they're stuck flat at the bottom edge. And that's really because typically when I'm embellishing, I'm usually tucking underneath at the top and I'm layering at the bottom. That's not always the case, but it's often. So I had to decided I need a little bit more stamping over on that left because I had covered it up a little more than I'd wanted. Then I'm just going around the edges and just heavily distressing that photo mount there. I'm just tearing into it a little bit, curling it back, just to give it a bit more detail. Then I'm using, the title is Captured Photos and it's from the ephemera. And again, you can see I'm just adding foam tape to the back of that. So I'm raising that up and it will sit there just below the photos. Got this cute little banner there and I'm just distressing the edges of that one and I'll tuck that in below. And then it's just about, see, look, even I can't even put that down without making sure it's straight. Okay, so that's title stuck down, and then I can start to build up the ephemera pieces. And then with ephemera, it's usually a mix for me. I'm either doing that, which is raising them on foam pads, or I'll be sticking them flat, but not completely flat. Things like leaves or flowers. I'll just add wet glue to the center, and that way the leaves and the petals can still be raised and curled up. The butterfly, I just stick down from the central body part so that the wings are lift, so I get that dimension. It's got the little ticket there, just tucking that in. I've got some more of the leaves. Don't know if I end up using those. And where are we? Okay, so we've got a little bit more stuck down. We're just going over to the left side now. I've got these little phrases here that I'm just adding. Again, I raise those on foam pads and just tucking those underneath. Yeah, just making sure my butterfly is nice and secure. And then, here's some more of the laser cuts. They're two little hearts. They're like little buttons tied through. And I've curved the edges of those and just sticking them down in the center. And then I've got the little strip, the diagonal stripe strip that I'm tucking in over there. So really, this is just about building up your clusters. And generally with a layout, there's a bit of a design rule, and it doesn't apply to just scrapbooking. I mean, this is a general design rule. It's the rule of three. So working on thinking about your embellishment clusters and what you're doing. And a great idea is to look at it and think about your three key areas. So I've got three. I've got the one over to the right of my photos. I've got a slightly smaller one to the left. And then I haven't really got another one at this point in time. I mean, I've got a few bits at the very top there, but not a larger focal point as such. So at this point, I've sort of looked at the layout and I'm thinking I have got quite a lot of white space down the bottom. I started to rule my lines here for my journaling, and I'm thinking, actually, do I need something else here? So this is the piece that I tore off the bottom of the photo mount. So I'm thinking, actually, that could work really well, just sat at the bottom there, sort of continuing my layout down, if you like. So I'm bringing back in the stamps because I want to repeat some of the elements that I've already used in the top part of my layout. So obviously that one of those is stamping. So I'm going to bring some stamping into it, and obviously I'll add some more of the ephemera, that pretty blue butterfly. Okay, so I'm going back in, I'm getting one of the round postmarks as well. And just again, so this is just, as I say, replicating some of the elements I've used at the top. And that's just about continuity and sort of consistency. It just keeps the eye going round the layout. So to those three focal points, and sort of draws it in. So yeah, so then I think I'm pretty much done. I'm just adding another little phrase down the bottom as well. I will obviously do my journaling off camera. And here we go. Here is the final layout. And here are some of the close-up pics. You'll see all those fabulous details from the Page Starters collection. I hope you've enjoyed watching the process video and feel inspired to try something new. And I will see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.